where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP Party Pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. It is Gateway International Speedway here this evening for the always amazing, always wonderful Slingshot Sim Racing Series, presented to you by Race City Racing Memorabilia. As these drivers get done their qualifying session, we'll get ready to rock and roll here with our A main feature event. 120 laps of racing action ahead of us here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Get your popcorn, hang on to your hats, as things are about to get fast and they're about to get wild here on PeaceMaker Gaming. As we get ready to set these drivers loose, we'll get ready to set them up and take a look at our starting lineup. And starting down in that pole position, it's the Sim Motion Majors Garage Ride. That is the 44 of John Ross, to his outside. In the Anything Electric, or the Anything EC ride, the Sparkle and Shine ride of Sean Jessic there in second. And we see Grego Berry in his TaylorMade number 71 in position number 3. Willie McKellar to his outside in the Dragon Ball Z ride. Then Michael Madden in the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 17. The 45 ride, the Next Level Racing iRacing number 45 of Nicholas Cody there in 6th. Then we see Zach Lockett in the Tennessee Titans number 93 ride there in 7th. John McNeil in the Exalta McNeil Media number 48 ride, starting there in 8th and bringing up our 5th row on the inside in the Race City Racing Memorabilia Automotive Finishes number 24 ride. That is Cody DeForge in his outside in the Popeyes Anything EC number 7. That is James McRae rounding out our top 10. Keith Hackney there in 12th. You'll have the 94 ride, a new number here for the Slingshot Engage ride here. A different sponsor on the 94 there of John Fowler, as well as Fowler will start in the 11th position as Hackney there to his outside. Adam Pettit and Doug Roth make up the next row. Then we see Chris Smith, Timothy Stubblefield, Christian Delgado, Bryce Dickinson in the E&D Farms. Bump My Promotions, a number 84 ride. He's him starting right around the 18th position. He's got the 87 of Charles Barnes there to his outside. James Smith, Russell Martin Jr., Nathan Smith, Andrew Ainsley, Ty Dickinson, Gary Wright, and Mr. Hackney. Looks like he's getting an EOL here to start at the back of the pack. As we get ready to rock and roll, we get ready to go green flag racing here at Gateway. Woo, chat, this is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully everyone is ready to rock and roll as the green flag is in the air. The start of our A main feature event is underway here from Gateway International Speedway. Door to door down to quarter number 1 is the 44 of John Ross and Sean Jessic. Battle here. Looks like Jessic gonna get a good run to his outside, and he'll stay right there as they go door to door down the back straightaway into quarter number 3. The 44 ride looking to send it in there, but the 19 goes in even deeper. Look out as he may wash way up the racetrack. That's going the bottom side open as the 44 of John Ross is gonna jump up and clear the 19 ride, and he will lead lap number 1. So John Ross out in front here on the first lap of the evening, but Sean Jensic looking for payback, gonna cross right back underneath of him and take a peek down low here in corner number 3. As they go door to door down the back straightaway, this time opposite sides of the racetrack. Jessic down low, Ross up on the high side. Ross unfortunately not getting the momentum he needed there through the corner, looking for some good drive off into 71. A Grango Berry is going to try to use that to his advantage to maybe jump up here and clear this 44 right as well. And Sean Jessic will take the race lead, so we get our second race leader of the evening on lap number 2. And now you see O'Berry trying to clear that 44 right. He might be able to get him there. He just can't quite clear him off of corner number 2. Michael Madden right there in the mix. William McKellar there in position number 5. As we see the caution flag fly for the first time here this evening. Looks like Chris Smith may have ran into some issues here in that Budweiser Dirty Monkey Motorsports number 9 ride. We'll take a look back and see what happened here. Mr. Smith, as it looks like he will be the cause of caution flag number 1. You see, Keith Hackney already turned around there. The reason why Smith had to go off the track, so it starts a little farther forward. See if we can take a look at that one, as that was a pretty couple good hard hits right there, especially for that 91 ride of Keith Hackney. Let's see if we can take a look here. As looks like Hackney sees a car spinning in front of him. That's Bryce Dickinson down the bottom side. Bryce sends it into the corner here. Makes a little contact with his brother, gets sideways. That sends the 91 up the track, and unfortunately starting to lose that rear end. He tries to correct it, and it just snap hooks hard into the outside fence here. We've seen this quite a few times. These cars, when you really start to overcorrect them, sometimes they'll just gain a lot of grip and can shoot you right up into the outside fence, and that's exactly what happened to the 91 ride. In a tough break there for the 10 machine of James Smith, as he just had nowhere to go. The 91 ride ended up parked right on his lap as everyone's scattering, trying to avoid that 91 machine. We'll take a look again back here and see if we can take another look at it. Let's see if we can get a look from James Smith's perspective here. As he sees this happening in front of him, he's going to get a good look at this one. And unfortunately, see that 84 going sideways. They jump up to the high side, and then Hackney just loses it, and then nowhere to go for Smith, and nothing he could do there. Nothing he could do there to avoid that contact with the 91. So a tough break and a tough way to start the day for Hackney and for the 10 machine, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll here once again. Mama Bear says, let's go, boys. Carol Hainsley says, hammer down, number 29, Andrew Hainsley. Ty, my boy, Mr. Dickinson says, track temps are super cold. Not much grip out there on the racetrack. That's always good to know. And this is a very, very slick racetrack in that aspect, where there's not a lot of grip. You can really lose the rear end and have those tires spin on you in a quick hurry. We saw it over the weekend in the real NASCAR race, and we're going to see it here this evening at Gateway as well, as that tire traction sometimes can fool you pretty good. One quarter you can send it in there and have some pretty good grip. The next time through, you may not have any grip at all. You got to hit your marks and make sure you stay right in the best lanes, right where all the grip is, and you miss it by, half an inch or anything else, you can put yourself in a round in a quick hurry. Craig Michael Deacon coming in with the like on the stream. Aaron Benschneider coming in with that thumbs up as well. Carol Hainsley with the like on the stream, with Ty Dickinson and Bryce Dickinson both coming in with those heart reactions. Andrew Hainsley coming in with that share and the like on the stream as well. Jeff Dickinson and Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson, coming in with those heart reactions as well, coming in showing the big love here in this one. John Fowler with the thumbs up on the broadcast, and Butt Crack Motorsports coming in, dropping that share on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button. As my boy Ronald says, good luck to all the guys in Victory Motorsports and Red Sea Racing. Let's get it, he says. Let's get it cheered on. His Victory and Red Sea Racing teammates out there on the racetrack. As we will get these drivers ready to rock and roll, I do believe the lights will turn off the official racing pace car that time by, and yes they do, they turn off, so that means we're gonna get ready to go back to green flag racing. Oh baby, this is a very, very thrilling racetrack. We saw a great race here over the weekend in the real life NASCAR racing. I'm sure we're gonna see pretty much the exact same thing here in this one. Obviously, maybe a little bit of a different turnout, maybe the same turnout we saw on the weekend. Ryan Blaney looking like he was going to snap his streak of not picking up wins. He was cruising to a victory, and then he runs out of gas right as he takes that white flag. Ends up losing the race, gives up the win. Luckily enough to a teammate, as Austin Cendric had enough gas in his tank to be able to get him across that line and pick up the win. You got to feel for the 12 right of Blaney, but man, that's a big win for Austin Cendric there, picking up that dub on Sunday, and that's what can happen. You can have an abundance of caution flags, tons of different pit strategies that may come into play, and if you're a little quick down pit lane and your team doesn't get enough fuel in that car, or you burn that fuel off a little bit quicker, you can put yourself into that situation. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing the pace car. Down pit side as we see the green flag fly. The 19 ride of Sean Jessic quickly putting that hammer down, clears the rest of the field down into corner number 1 with ease as he has a couple car length lead between himself and Greg O'Berry. As O'Berry trying to hunt him down the back straightaway, you do see John Ross moving back up into third gear as a Michael Madden right there behind him. John McNeil cracking his way inside the top 5, but washes up the racetrack ever so slightly. Going to look for a big run down the front straightaway here as he's looking to clear that 41 machine of William McKellar. Nicholas Cody right there as well. James McRae, Adam Pettit already up 5 spots on the racetrack. A very quick mover here for that 46 ride as Pettit's been able to dive and duck and dodge around a few of these drivers and who's worked himself up inside the top 10. Cody DeForge there rounding out our top 10 as the Race City Racing memorabilia 24 ride rolls there in the 10th position. He's got these scary strokes. STP number 43 ride right there behind him in position number 11. The Tennessee Titans number 93 is Zach Lockett there in the 12th position with Christian Delgado, another Sim Motion ride as sponsor there for those guys in that team, and beautiful looking ride for him, and a beautiful looking ride right there behind him as you see that number 94 ride, usually in the 11 ride, but that is Slingshot Engage. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't checked them out, we shared a thing on Friday. We did an interview with John Fowler and John Ross, two of the drivers here of the series. We did an interview with them over on Slingshot Engage, and it was a ton of fun. It was a blast. We got to talk a lot about the series and about racing and streaming and the whole 9 yards, and it was a ton of fun. It was a blast. Make sure you guys go check them out over on Twitch. As you see that 94 ride getting very loose at a corner number 2 right there. Unfortunately, skids up the racetrack, loses a ton of momentum. There goes that 2 ride as unfortunately Jeremy Vaughn and now Nathan Smith both going to drive underneath and around that number 94. It's the Slingshot Engage Twitch.tv ride rolling out there just inside the top 20. He's got Chris Smith back there behind him. Timothy Stubblefield, Stub Nation there in that 18th position. He's got Bryce Dickinson, Brycey Bear, the E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotions ride right there on his back bumper. And then that's Christopher DeWald rounding out our top 20, but not our top 20 for long, as unfortunately we did see Nathan Smith go around and the caution flag is going to come out. So you just saw Smith make the pass around the 94 ride and then sends it down into corner number 1 here. And just this is a mark, it's in there a little bit too deep, and almost the exact same thing you saw his teammate in the House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions NLR ride did do early in this race. You just make that little bit of mistake, that rear end starts to slip around on you. You're trying to correct it. You think you're going to spin around almost like a dirt race car, but these things can catch a lot of grip in a quick hurry, and when you oversteer it, it just spins you out the other way, and you see his beat up teammate right there, Hackney, going by him, maybe getting a little contact there, but heavy damage for that 99 ride of Nathan Smith. And it's been a tough night for the Smiths here. So we had James Smith get tied up in that first caution flag with Hackney, and we saw the 9 ride of Chris Smith have to go down into the infield to avoid that first caution flag. And then here on the second caution flag, it's unfortunately Nathan Smith who gets tore up in that one. We also saw Charles Barnes run into some issues here as well as the 87 ride. Let's take a look here at, and he just loses it out of the corner, and corner 4 just comes right down the racetrack, hard into the inside fence. See that front bumper, left front pretty tore up on it, and all those snap-on tools, and then it continues on. All that damage, unfortunate break there for that 87 machine, and he's going to take it off and down pit side and look to get some work done today and hopefully rejoin the field here before long. It's out in front. It's Sean Jessic. Jessic continues to lead the way here in this one as Papa Mike coming in, showing the love. How are you, Papa Mike? Papa Mike coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast. How are you, Papa Mike? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful week. And hopefully you're ready to see some amazing racing action here this evening as we'll get ready to set these drivers back loose as Ty Dickinson, that Michelob Ultra Black Diamond Mafia Sweet Tea Gang Papa Mike Promotions ride rolling out there on the racetrack, currently back in the 26th position. I think unfortunately for Ty, he did have to come down pit side, and it shows him that he's at least 1 or 2 laps down, so a tough break and a tough start there for the 67 ride as well. Andrew Hainsley also off the racetrack. You see Charles Barnes down pit side, Gary Wright out there on the track. You did see Hackney rolling out there. He continues to get work done to his car as the Team Conti Sim Performance ride continue to get more and more work done, trying to get that car repaired, maybe get those fenders back into a straight formation where he might be a little bit better out there on the racetrack, because right now that car is definitely going to be having a lot of unfortunate things going on with it. You know, it's probably very loose in, very tight out. It's probably got no aerodynamics. It's struggling right now, and I mean, there's so many more things that could be wrong with it. You know, toe links or tie rod ends or anything that could have went away after hard contact with the wall and with the number 10 machine out there on the racetrack. But he's still trucking along, hoping to get that car repaired and back out there. As out in front, one driver hasn't really had too much of a struggle. That Anything EC Sparkle and Shine 19 rider Sean Jessic continues to lead the way, continues to show these drivers how to get it done. As Michael Madden says, good luck, Michael, and all of the Rev drivers, cheering on all the Rev drivers out there on the racetrack. And right now, Michael Madden having himself a pretty strong run in his Anything EC Sparkle and Shine 17 ride. Currently sitting in that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Sitting pretty. He's looked very good, very strong already in this race. But we're still very early into this one, ladies and gentlemen. There's still so much that can happen, so much that can unfold in a heartbeat here at Gateway. And you know, being only 16 laps in of 120, we got a lot of laps left to go. We're not even, what, 1/6 of the way through this race, so we still got, you know, more than, what, 85% of this race left to go. So there's a lot of laps, a lot of green flag laps, hopefully, and you know, a lot of beating and banging, elbows up driving as some of these best drivers in iRacing come here to the series to duke it out on another Wednesday night. As down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4, you'll see that pace car make the hard left-hand turn down pit side. Sean Jessic, Greg O'Berry, 1 and 2 getting ready for the restart. Is down through the Geico restart zone. The 19 ride will hammer down and he'll look to run away with it as Jessic quickly jumps up, clears 71, sends it into corner number 1, looking for some good drive off as he sees that 17 of Michael Madden trying to follow right in his tire tracks. His contact! Madden into the wall. Greg O'Berry there with him. Looks like both drivers are going to get pointed back in the right direction. Unfortunately, there goes Bryce Dickinson, and the caution flag is going to fly. Oh no, Michael, I think we jinxed Michael Madden Jr. here. with our comments before the restart. Oh no, the announcer's curse getting them right there, and unfortunately just Grango Berry coming off that outside fence. There's not a whole lot of grip up there. And unfortunately for the 71 ride, he finds a spot that doesn't really have a lot of grip. The rear tire spin just ever so slightly, washes down the racetrack and right into the door of that 17 ride on Michael Madden. And then Madden is just on for the ride here, gets up into the outside fence. Just tied up there with that 71 ride. Just nowhere for them to go as they get collected there in that one. And you see Bryce Dickinson. He's going to roll into this. I'm not sure if he just gets onto the binders and loops it, trying to avoid both those drivers up on the outside. And that's exactly what looks like happens here as him already turned around. I think he's just trying to stay out of both of those drivers. And I think he might have got a little piece of that 17 ride, but doesn't look like too much damage, but maybe definitely some flat spotting on those tires of the 84 ride. So you'll have to probably head down pit side. There you go. He gets a little extra nudge right there from the 20 ride. The butt crack Motorsports machine of Russell Martin Jr. out there gives him a little love tap as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go back to green flag races. Michael says, unbelievable, unbelievable. I know, right? I know. That's the announcer's curse. I should have read it. Yeah, I should have read it. When we talk good or highly about somebody, usually that's like the next couple laps. They tend to end up being in a wreck or causing a wreck or something ends up happening. And unfortunately for Michael Madden, he was the victim of that one, the announcer's curse there. As my boy Joshua Blakely, Mr. Blakely coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Josh? How are you, Joshy Poo, coming in, some matching that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get ready to stack these drivers up. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again as everybody's going to be looking to try to maybe make some moves here. Maybe make some tough decisions about when to pit, when not to pit. And as these caution flags continue to fly, drivers towards the front of the field can save a little bit more fuel, maybe try some different strategies, maybe try to stretch out some fuel if you're a little deeper in the field, trying to make this maybe a one-stop race. It's going to be interesting to see how it's all going to play out and how it's all going to happen here as you do see that 17 right on Michael Madden down pit side. He's getting some new tires, some damage repair, and looking to roll back out onto the racetrack. Yo, Austin Lee Bartmess coming in, showing the love. How are you, Austin? Austin coming in, showing the love as well. Smashing that thumbs up as Ty says, Josh is here for me. Josh is here for Ty. Okay, he's here for you, but he's also here for me, Ty. Okay, come on now. Okay, Mr. Blakely, he's here for all this. Okay, he's here for all this. Okay. That's what he's here for. No, I'm just kidding. He's here to cheer on all these drivers like everybody else is. We'll get ready to set them back loose here in just a few more moments as we wait and see if the lights turn off the official iRacing pace car this time by the start-finish line as our race leader waiting patiently here. He wants to get back under that green flag. He wants to be able to click as many laps off as possible. But every single one of these caution flags making strategy moves that much more treacherous. You can try to plan for having a longer run, but you may end up running into some late race caution flags where an extra set of tires for later on might come in handy late in this race. But you know, you could try to have a couple short pits, maybe make it a 2 or 3 pit stop kind of race, continuously have those fresh tires as long as you're not coming down under the green flag conditions. You shouldn't lose a lap. So if you're out there and these caution flags are flying, you know, there's questions going on. You know, do I just come down and top it up? Do I try to stretch it? Do I try this? Do I try that? There's so many questions and so many different strategies that these drivers are on. And trust me, if you saw the numbers that these drivers are trying to crunch and everything else, it would it'd make your brain go numb, as it's a lot of work and it's a lot of math. It's a lot of tough decisions that have to go into making each and every one of these strategy calls. It's the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. We're going to get ready. We're going to go back to green flag racing. Here at Gateway is Sean Jessic once again back onto the loud pedal, and he is looking to once again open up the lead that he has been able to grow each and every one of these restarts. John Ross, though, trying to stay right there with them as he gets a great jump up on the outside. He's able to get around Greg O'Berry. O'Berry slides back to position number 3 as John McNeil battling door-to-door here with Nicholas Cody. Cody had himself a very good race last Wednesday and put himself up on the podium here. He's looking to try to recreate that and remake some magic. He looked like he was going to be the car to beat, I think, strategy-wise. There was no late race caution flag last week. That 45 ride probably would have found himself in victory lane, but unfortunately for him, that caution flag did come out. It allowed the 19 rider Sean Jessic just enough to be able to hold him off and pick up a win as Jessic looking to try to reenact what he did last Wednesday and put himself back into victory lane as well. Sean Jessic, John Ross, Greg O'Berry, Nicholas Cody, and John McNeil round out our top 5. James Smith battling door-to-door with the 41 of William McKellar. This is for the 6th position as McKellar will hang on to that 6th spot as the Dragon Ball Z ride continues to roll in front of this Popeyes number 7. The 46 Adam Pettit continues his march towards the front of the field here as he works almost door-to-door now with Doug Roth as Roth going to take a good look down to his inside. The Scary Strokes STP number 43 ride battling door-to-door there for that 8th position, and he is going to get it away from Adam Pettit. Some great heads-up racing here just inside of our top 10. Christian Delgado going to round out our top 10 as the Sim Motion 31 ride. Sorry. It's there in 10th, and he's got Cody DeForge, Zach Lockett, Christopher DeWall, Michael Madden trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field there in 14th. Jeremy Vaughn in 15th with John Fowler, the 94 ride there in 16th. Bryce Dickinson is outside. Keith Hackney right there behind him with Nathan Smith, Timothy Stubblefield, Chris Smith, Russell Martin Jr., Gary Wright, James Smith, Ty Dickinson. Rounding out the field here, as it looks like Charles Barnes and Andrew Hainsley both took their rides off the racetrack, and I don't think either of those cars are coming back out anytime soon, so a tough break for both of those competitors. As out in front, our race leader, Sean Jessic, continuing to show these drivers how to get around Gateway. He's been pretty perfect here this evening. The 44 ride was able to beat him on lap number 1 and lead that first lap, but ever since then, the 19 ride was able to make that crossover, get underneath of the 44, take the race lead back away from John Ross, and he's been out in front ever since that point. And I do apologize for yawning. It's been a couple long days here for me and a lot of out in the sun, so we got ourselves a very beautiful Monster Energy drink here to keep us awake, keep us alert, and keep us engaged here all evening long with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series here on iRacing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh, that's a beautiful sound right there. Oh, that's refreshing. That is refreshing. That will keep us very hydrated and very energized here all evening long. And Sean Jessic, he's feeling energized here at the front of the field, starting to open up his lead now. Almost a full second now between himself and John Ross. Just a little over 8/10 between the two front cars. And then you see Greg O'Berry hanging out right there in 3rd. John McNeil now into that 4th spot as Nicholas Cody there in 5th. McKellar, McRae, Roth, Delgado, and Adam Pettit rounding out our top 10. Zach Lockett, Michael Madden, Christopher DeWald, Cody DeForge, and Keith Hackney with a very tore-up race car rounding out our top 15 as we saw this 91 ride get collected in the first caution flag of the day. He's had a lot of damage, and you can see that left rear very bent up. The whole front end is pushed in and broken apart here, and you can see that car is definitely struggling. A few times see him get very loose in that 91 ride, but he's making it work. Still carrying a ton of speed, a very, very fast car out there, and continues to try to work himself maybe back into contention. If he can get some more yellow flags, it may open up the door for him to get more work, more repairs done through that 91 ride and back out there, and maybe still in the lead lap, and maybe an ability to put that car up onto the podium here this evening, as he can never count Keith Hackney out. As my boy Kevin coming in showing the love. What's good, Kev? Kev coming in showing the big love as well, dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, brother? Coming in showing the love here this evening. As man, these guys are putting on one heck of a show, one amazing race here for us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're gonna jump into a very quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. the caution flag fly, and that means a lot of drivers are about to head down pit side. As some pit strategy going to be played here as Sean Jessic, our race leader, is the first car coming down pit side. We did see one driver, though, not make their way down pit lane. That's the 41 Rhino, William McKellar here. Not sure if McKellar just missed the commitment area or what might have happened there. You need to turn yourself up. Yeah, my microphone's just a little farther away. There we go. As William McKellar not coming down pit side there. So a very interesting move from the Dragon Ball Z number 41 ride. An unfortunate break there for himself as he will be out on the track. He may have to bring this car back down pit side. In which case, he's going to lose a lot of track position if he has to come down pit side anyways here. And not going with the rest of the field right there. So a tough break here possibly for that 41 machine as we'll take a look back, see what brings out caution flag number 3 on the day. As unfortunately Adam Pettit, who was moving forward early on in this race, was sliding backwards here. We'll ask 15-20 laps, and unfortunately looks like he's going to lose the rear end of that 46 ride in and around sideways, and that's what will bring that caution flag out. So a very tough break there for that number 46 machine, and fortunately for him, brings the caution flag out. That allows everyone else to come down pit side. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. As you did see Keller still out on the racetrack, but I do believe he did come down pit side. I'm not 100% sure on how it's all being scored right now, but we do see Sean Jessic once again at the front of the field as John Ross right there with him. As there we go. Now you can see McKellar down pit side. That makes a little bit more sense as McKellar down pit lane getting work done to that car. Unfortunately, missed pit lane the first time around, and that really sent him backwards as he's going to rejoin the field, and at minimum is going to have 16 other drivers with fresh equipment restarting here in front of them. So that's a tough break for that 41 ride as Sean Jessic not missing a beat here this evening. Keeping that 19 ride out in front, looking perfect here this evening as the Anything EC 19 ride looking to try to go back-to-back here in the series, looking for back-to-back wins and looking to see if he can put himself back into victory lane. As we'll be right back here after these messages from our sponsor over at Scary Strokes.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Alrighty, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. 48 laps of 120 in the history books here at Gateway, and leading 47 of those 48 laps has been this 19 ride of Sean Jessic. He's looking to continue on leading these laps and keeping himself out in front. He's got Grango Berry restarting there to his outside. Nicholas Coney, Doug Roth right there behind him. Michael Madden, James McRae, Zach Lockett, Keith Hackney, Cody DeForge, and Christopher DeWall rounding out our top 10, as it does look like we are going to extend this caution flag by an additional lap here. So we're going to wait another lap, see if we can get all these drivers lined back up to where they're supposed to be, try to get everyone towards the lead lap, as we do see John Ross down pit side as well. So not sure what may have happened here to the 44 ride as the Sim Motion Majors Garage number 44 ride down pit side. A tough break here for John Ross, as he was having a very good run all evening. He's been very, very fast, and being down pit side, definitely not the place he wants to be. We'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing nonetheless here, as he's still down pit side, unfortunately losing laps by the minute here. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, and he'll lose them even quicker. As the lights are off, the official iRacing pace car should be making that hard left-hand turn down pit side here off of corner number 4. There you go. Pace car has left the racetrack. That means he's handed this race back over to our leader, Sean Jessic, as Jessic down through the Geico restart zone is going to put the hammer down and back to green flag racing here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, presented to you by Race City Racing Memorabilia. 2 wide throughout the field as Sean Jessic leads us out at corner number 2. He's looking to open up that lead once again as everyone's jostling for position back there behind him. It's surprising to see this 91 ride still out there on the racetrack. Still a ton of damage on him as he just barely misses the 93. Look out, his dead blockade almost goes for a wild ride. Has the driver down into the infield there through 3 and 4. And that was almost a big one there in the corner. Somehow or another, he's able to save that 93 ride, keep it out of any other issues in contact with other drivers, and he's able to keep on trucking out there on the racetrack. So very interesting moves there for that number 93 ride as he's able to hang on to it out in front. Sean Jessic picking right up where he left off. As Jessic leads the way here, having himself a very, very fast car here all evening long. He's been having himself a great day, and he looks like he's not done yet, as that car has been very, very fast, very good here all evening. And we've seen some other drivers run into some issues here throughout the evening as well. We did see Ty Dickinson a little earlier as well here. Drivers having some issues during our crank it up. You see Ty unfortunately gets very, very loose, trying to correct it, trying to save it. He goes for a quick little 360 after hard contact with that outside fence. See quite a bit of damage on the front end of that Michelob Ultra Black Diamond Mafia Pump Mike Promotions number 67 ride, as the E&D Farms machine definitely pretty sore after that one, pretty beat up right there. And we ended up seeing a few other drivers run into issues as well. You can see John McNeil have some issues here, and that car had quite a bit of damage on it. I'm not sure when it may have happened, if this was the first time we saw McNeil come in pit side. Yeah, it looks like right here. Battling, trying to stay to the outside. We saw him make some contact, just barely make contact with that 45 ride, but the exact same thing we saw earlier with the number 17 ride, as him and Grango Berry came together. We saw they make contact almost virtually in the exact same spot. That 17 ride right on the hood and into that outside fence, and Berry was able to keep on going. Unfortunately there for Mr. McNeil, he wasn't able to keep on going, had to take that car down pit side. Some pretty extensive damage there to it, as we've seen more drivers head down pit lane here as well. So more drivers running into some issues. Looks like John Fowler running into some issues here himself. The Slingshot Engage number 94 ride, the Slingshot Engage podcast ride. There's a couple drivers having issues in front of them, and that's going to Ford. Unfortunately comes down the racetrack, having contact, I believe, in front of him, and that just unfortunately ended up right on the hood of our race owner here, at number 94 ride of John Fowler. As we'll take a look here and see if we can find Cody DeForge. Here we go. We'll get a good look right here as he's got Adam Pettit in front of him, and just let's look at him and Pettit make contact. Gets Pettit sideways here through corner number 3, and that just knocks the rear end loose for that 24 ride as well, as they go drifting and up into the outside fence for the 46 ride. The 24 ride drifting, trying to correct that car, trying to keep it on the track. Unfortunately comes down right in front of the 94 of John Fowler, and that's where Fowler gets all of his major damage there, and has now took his car down pit side. We also see John Ross still down pit side, John McNeil, Nathan Smith, still down pit side as well. We do see Ty Dickinson out there on the track. James Smith has taken his car off the racetrack. So isn't Bryce Dickinson, Charles Barnes, and Andrew Hainsley. So we've lost a bunch of drivers already in this race, and maybe seeing more. We do see the 20 ride of Russell Martin Jr. trying to crawl his way down pit side here, as well as our race leader is going to blow by him as he's down to pit road speed, and unfortunately that's going to put him even farther back here for that 20 ride. But a tough break here. We've seen a lot of drivers running some issues here this evening. Gary Wright also off the track. So as of right now, we started with 27 drivers. We only got 16 or 17 left out there on the racetrack. So we've lost 10 plus cars here in the first 50, 60 laps of this race, and it's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Jessica Stubblefield also coming in over on YouTube, showing the love. Says Stubbs cheering on Timothy Stubblefield out there on the racetrack. Domino's Master, the Orlando, Florida rail fan, says hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. What's good? What's up, Domino's? Domino's Master. Hey, listen, I don't know if those are the dominoes that you set up and fall down, or if they're dominoes like your Domino's Master, as in like Domino's Pizza, because I'm also a Domino's Master when it comes to the pizza shop. That's for certain. I love Domino's. I love pizza, just in general. Pizza in general. But coming in showing the love here in this one. I appreciate you coming in showing the love here in this one, Domino's. As Eric also coming in with the like over on Facebook. My boy Eric Terreau. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Eric. I'm probably getting it completely wrong. I know the French language usually has a totally different turn of events when it comes to pronunciation of things. So I'm not even going to try to attempt it again. But out in front, we do know Greg O'Berry is still our race leader. This number 19 ride picking right up where he left off last week, and that's at the front of the field, and he is not slowing down one little bit, one hiatus, as he continues to click off these laps, continues to show Grango, Barry, and the rest of the field how to get it done, as fuels me every once in a while. I feel like, you know, there's a caution flag coming out, but it's just the cars get so quiet going through the corners. So we see right here, I do believe Russell Martin Jr. is going to get a little loose up there through the middle, tries to correct the same thing we saw happen to Hackney, the same thing that happened to the 99 ride of Smith, and that's where we saw him come down pit side right there. So tough break there for Russell Martin Jr. That's a tough way to go around, a tough way to have a good night go wrong in a heartbeat here. Sends it in there, maybe a little bit too much speed, maybe a little bit too much brake, and as that car's starting to skid sideways, he tried to correct it and straighten it out, and unfortunately it just hooks and drives him straight up the fence and into that outside wall, right into the 5-Hour Energy logo there, and that's a tough break for the Buckrack Motorsports machine, as he had to take his car down pit side. He's back out on the racetrack now, but currently being scored in the 17th position and quite a few laps down here, and you see Ty Dickinson back down pit side as well, so a tough break there for Ty Dickinson. We also saw Jeremy Vaughn run into some issues here with the 2 ride, as Vaughn goes for a slide here at a corner number 2, goes over some grass, and back out onto the racetrack, so a tough break there for the 2 machine, as well as he ran into a little bit of trouble there down the back straightaway. As some wild events so far here at Gateway. They've been keeping us active up here in the booth. A lot of issues, a lot of incidents, a lot of things not working out the way drivers would hope for here this evening. But one driver that getting exactly what they were hoping for here today is a nice little Sunday cruise for this 19 rider, Sean Jessic, as Jessic continues to lead the way. Grango Barry right there in second. Michael Madden, Nicholas Cody, and now Keith Hackney up into position number 5 here. So a heck of a run, a heck of a drive and recovery for this number 91 ride. Yeah, Hackney brought out that first caution flag, got loose trying to avoid a car that was sliding sideways in front of him on the opening laps, and as he kind of got sideways himself, he trying to correct that car. It hooked and went right up into the wall like we just saw with the 20 ride there. And unfortunately, he got a ton of damage early in this race. The crew is went to work. They've done a lot of beating and banging, battling, duct taping, you know, doing everything they can to keep this car from falling apart. And somehow or another, they have been able to figure out how to keep that car in one piece, even with all that damage and aero issues and driving issues out there on the racetrack. Is that thing is definitely going to be a handful to hang on to and maneuver around traffic and around the cars, and even just out there on the racetrack in general with some busted up parts underneath that hood. You know, do a miraculous job. He's up inside the top 5. Him and the crew putting in some serious work here, getting a great recovery out of what could have been an early exit to the race here this evening. So a very big thumbs up here to all of the 91 crew here today working on that ride. As you do see the 82 of Christopher DeWalt back there behind him. DeWalt actually missed the start of this race, had to restart from down a lap, and he was at the back of the pack here for the start of this race, and he's been able to avoid some of the incidences, keep himself out of trouble in that Liberty University Exalted number 82 ride. And as that Chevy Camaro up inside the top 10 now in the 6th spot on the racetrack, and currently the hard charger on the evening as he was able to pick up so far 10 positions on the day. Absolutely insane driving out of that 82 ride. Very fast hot rod, just like his teammate who's rolling out there in position number 2. Unfortunately for Grango Berry, even though he has a very fast car, there's one that's a little quicker than he is, and that is the 19 ride, Sean Jasic, who continues to lead this race. Jasic out in front, continuing to show them how to get it done here in this one. He's opened up a 1.6 second lead now between himself and our second place driver, Grango Berry. We do take a look. We see a couple more drivers running into some issues. John McNeil and the McNeil Media Exalt the 48 ride. The spinner a little sideways there through corner number 3 and 4, and go down through the grass here, roll back out onto the track. But a tough break there for the McNeil Media ride, as he's gonna have to just try to get out of the way here. So our race leaders end up going by him, put him another lap down. We also saw Willie McKellar in the Dragon Ball Z 41 ride also run into some issues here as well. Down the back straightaway, loose there at a corner number 2, shoots down the track and picks up some grass, and will keep on rolling. As unfortunately Ty Dickinson having a rough day as well. You see him back out onto the racetrack and trying to salvage every spot he can here in that 67 ride. Unfortunately, he's back in the 22nd position on the racetrack, so tough break there for Ty Dickinson, but there's still quite a few drivers in front of him that have been running into issues and have taken their cars down and maybe behind pit wall here, so maybe a few more drivers that he can move up in positions to help his run for trying to punch his ticket into the championship races here later in this season. Every spot counts when it comes down to counting 1 or 2 positions at a time. It can come down to that 1 or 2 spots, and that Ty Dickinson trying to get every one of those spots that he can on the racetrack and never giving up on the race. Same with Hackney out there on the racetrack, just sticking with it, even with some damage, even with the tore up race car. Not backing down, not giving up, continuing. Just run and roll out there on the racetrack. You got to roll with the punches and take the good with the bad here. And unfortunately, started off bad for the 91 ride, but at least there's a good silver lining at the end of the tunnel here for that 91 machine, especially if he can finish this one off and salvage a solid top 5 run like he's doing right now. As Jasic continues to open up his lead here ever so slightly, Grango Berry is back about 1.75 seconds, so a second and 3/4 quicker than that 71 rider, Grango Berry. As Berry trying to run him down. We see Michael Madden back up into 3rd. Yeah, Michael Madden back up into 3rd here in that Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 17 ride. We saw him get tied up in the second caution flag of the day as him and the 71 made contact at a corner number 2. The 71 getting very loose. Unfortunately came down into him and turned him up into the outside wall. Some pretty heavy damage for that number 17 ride, but good to see him still able to keep on rolling, and he's worked himself back up through the field and now back into that third position on the racetrack. So great heads up racing here for that number 17 ride. Nicholas Cody, having a great run last week, looking to back it up this week. Currently running in that 4th spot and has Keith Hackney right there behind him. Christopher DeWall, James McRae, Adam Pettit, Christian Delgado, and Doug Roth, our top 10 years. The Scary Strokes STP number 43 right there in 10th position. Is everyone doing a great job out there on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite driver as we get ready to set these drivers loose. Running into some more issues here in the 48 ride. The McNeil Media Machine getting some more contact. Unfortunately, we saw him down on the inside wall off corner number 4. We'll see what happens here to that number 48 ride as he sends it in to corner number 3. Get a good shot of the right here as he just gets into the rumble strips right there. As he gets into those rumble strips, just kind of knocks that car loose and steps out and around on him sideways on the bottom side of the racetrack. Everyone trying to go by him, but him stopped down on the bottom side. Flagman getting a great look at that. Quickly brings that caution flag out to make sure that not only the pit crews, but the drivers are safe out there on the racetrack. Is want to have anything else additionally happen is get another look at it right here. And the rear end stepping out, gets into those rumble strips. Jackson the car up, unbalances it, and around he goes. So tough break right there for the 48 ride. Definitely not the evening he wanted here tonight, knowing that he had a pretty good car, a pretty solid brakes put together early in this one, but unfortunately it's kind of all unraveled here. The last 30, 40 laps for that 48 ride. Drivers head down pit side. Sean Jessic, the first one, he's going to hit that second pit stall here on pit lane as he didn't qualify on the pole, but right now he is the top car in the field as he'll pull right in behind our pole sitter, the 44 rider John Ross, who's still unfortunately down pit side. I'm not sure what may win a shrine there for the 44 ride, but unfortunately he's down there and not coming back out at any point in time soon here. You see a few drivers getting some good runs, some good drive off there behind our race leader. Sean Jessic will lead him off of pit lane. Greg O'Berry, Michael Madden, Keith Hackney, Nicholas Cody, Christopher DeWall, Adam Pettit, Christian Delgado, James McRae, and Doug Roth going to round out our top 10 years. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing in just a few more moments. Be right back here after messages from our friends over at Scary Strokes.
experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. And Sean Jessic out in front. He's been leading the way here for a lot of laps this evening, keeping himself at the front of the field, and he's looking to continue on that trend as we go back to green flag racing. We're going to go back to our PeaceMaker Crew and crank it up as the 19 ride of Sean Jessic is going to see that green flag fly down through the Geico restart zone, where back in action here at Gateway. Caution flag will fly here. We'll take a look and see what happened. We did see, unfortunately, look like William McKellar and James McRae getting tied up on the outside. We saw Adam Pettit unfortunately go around sideways right in front of this 92. So we'll take another look at it here, as it looks like a little 3 wide in front of this number 92 ride, and unfortunately it just does not work out, as Nicholas Cody right there, Doug Roth there in that picture as well. Keller up there in the Dragon Ball Z ride on the high side here. It looks like he's going to get a little contact with the 43, and he goes up the track. And at the same time, just looks like the 46 and the 7 ride almost corresponding spins here, as they both just lose the rear ends. And 46 ride starts to go around. The 7 ride almost going around as well, watches up the racetrack. Fortunately, the 7 washes up the track into the 41 there of McKellar, or of McRae, sorry. And McRae and McKellar come together, and then Adam Pettit trying to hang on to his ride. Heavy hit right there, as He goes around the 45 by Nicholas Cody, nowhere to go. Gets a little piece of him right here, bounce on him over. Double-wheel hard into that outside fence there for the 46 ride. Man, that is a big hit. Big, heavy hit right there for him. He just gets basically side-swiped there as he's spinning sideways and hard into that outside fence. Tons of damage there for Pennant, and unfortunately that's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time down pit side to get that car fixed up and back out onto the racetrack here. Let's see if we can play this back and maybe jump right on board here with this 46 ride before he goes around and get a good look and feel of what happens to him. Sends it into corner number 3. Right there, the car breaks loose, and then from that point on, it's all like on. Hard licks right there, but you just see this car, he sends it in there, and it just does not want to turn. Going, bam. Snaps loose on him there, and that is a tough thing to plan for. It's a thing that you kind of get caught flat-footed, and there's nothing he can do. He did a great job trying to save it. Unfortunately, gets a contact with 45 and 92 and up into that fence, and tough break. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and or subscribe button as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here on PeaceMaker Gaming as the Slingshot Sim Racing Series presented to you by Race City Racing Memorabilia, Slingshot Engage Podcast, Dirty Monkey Motorsports, Scary Strokes, Motorsports, Anything EC, all of our other very amazing sponsors that came on board to make this amazing season happen. Here is, we got a lot of races left to go here in the series. This is only about race number 13, where we're not even halfway through the season yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even halfway through the season yet. Still a lot of racing action left to go, and a lot of fun to be had, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of misery, and a lot of happy times for some drivers here in the series. Unfortunately, there's a few with maybe some heartbreak here in this one. Some others feeling some joy out there with their performances, having some great runs out on the racetrack, and some of them being able to just kind of survive, keep themselves pointed in the right direction. We get benefited here this evening with a good run. Typically, Summerfield now up into 7th position. Doug Roth in front of him in 6th. See Jeremy Vaughn up there in the 9th spot, looking for just on the outside of the top 10, looking in. James McRae, Willie McKellar was just tied up in that rank there in 13th and 14th. Smith there in 15th. Russell Martin Jr. in that 16th position. Back into the racetrack as well. And then, unfortunately, down pit side here. John Fowler still down pit road. Gary Wright still down pit side. Tough break here for a bunch of these drivers as they've been getting collected a lot of things here as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Quickly, the green flag back out into the air. Here is number 19 ride once again getting another perfect restart here. Quick, we try to open up a couple car length lead down this back straightaway. Is 17 of Michael Madden making some moves here. Madden now up into position number 2 once again here. So good late race run and good rebound. Still again up and around the 71 ride of Grant O'Berry. O'Berry gonna try to battle back strong though down on the inside. Keep Hackney right there with him, still that very heavily damaged up 91 ride after his first lap incident. And look out, Michael Madden gonna go around. Oh, saves it just ever so slightly until he goes back around again. No caution flag though. Things are going to stay clean and green, and that is a tough break right there for Michael Manning. Gets that car pointed back in the right direction and keeps on rolling. We also saw Christian Delgado also run into issues here as a little 3 wide right there. Unfortunately, gets a little shuffled around and goes down through the grass and has to come back out onto the racetrack. And man, some drivers running into some issues here, especially late in this race. Now we see Keith Hackney with some more issues here as the 91 right way up the racetrack here, cuts down across the grass and right down pit side and off the racetrack there. So yeah, that was a bit of a crazy one for Hackney. I'm not sure where that one came from, but nonetheless, that was very interesting here. I'm not sure if that was just maybe he thought he made contact with the 17 but there was no contact between him and that 17, but goes down the back straight away and then just sends it in. I don't know if it's just the mistake he makes here, or maybe that car might have just finally blew up. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm not sure what exactly might have happened there to that 91 ride, but in the corner number 2 there's really no power, and it just moves it in through 3 and then shoots down the track and right down pit lane and off the racetrack. So a tough break there for Keith Hackney, as well as we do see the caution flag fly. As Cody DeForge going to go for a spin here in the 24 ride. It's the Race City Racing Memorabilia machine going to have some issues himself. Down at corner number 2. Oh, hard up into the outside fence right there. Looked like that car was going to go around and then just kind of trying to correct it, trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. And unfortunately, we see this time and time again. You try to correct it, you almost overcorrect it. The car just kind of snaps straight and pushes straight up into the outside fence. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happens to the automotive finishes Race City Racing Memorabilia number 24 right at Cody DeForge. Heavy contact there, heavy damage for him, as we'll get him all ready to go back to green flag racing as drivers continue to drop like flies out there on the racetrack. We started with 27 cars here this evening, and I think we're down now as Forge down pit side, Hackney off the racetrack, out fence back, and there John McNeil, Ty Dickinson all back out onto the track. No Fowler or Gary Wright. We see, fortunately, more drivers running into issues, obviously having more top brakes out there on the racetrack, and we're down to about 15 cars left out there on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. 15, 16 cars on the racetrack, and not a whole lot left on our lead lap. I do believe Russell Martin Jr. is first car, or the last car on the lead lap here, as he was able to get that wave around the lucky dog right there and go back out onto the racetrack. Actually, might be, Keller is definitely being shown as a lap down, so it is Russell Martin, who's the last car on the lead lap in the 13th position. And we're not done yet. We still got quite a bit of racing action left to go, so don't go anywhere, because you don't want to miss this action. You don't want to miss the mayhem that may ensue here before the end of the evening, as John Jessic leads the way in that 19 ride. He took the lead after lap number 1, and he hasn't looked back ever since. He's led every lap since that point, and he's looking to continue that trend of staying out in front and keeping the rest of his fellow competitors back there behind him. We get ready to set them back loose here, and it's unfortunately looks like we got one more lap here on the pace cars. The lights are still turned on, so we'll get a quick word in here from our sponsors over at Scary Strokes.
Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP Party Pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP Party Pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish game over to Scary's throats, where every experience matters. Welcome to
Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. 25 laps left to go, and we see this green flag. The laps are getting quick down here. A quick hurry, and this one's going to get close. They're coming to a close. And it's down at a corner number 4 of the Anything EC19 ride. The Sparkle and Shine machine of Sean Jessic. We see another green flag flight, another perfect restart. And of our race leader as he quickly jumps out in front. Clears up into corner number 1, cleared up out at corner number 2. And now he's looking to try to set sail and open up a big lead between himself and that 71 of Franco Berry. Berry's teammate in the Liberty University number 82 lineup. Christopher Kowal now up into 3rd, and you see Doug Roth there in the 4th position at the end. Strokes number 43, Ryan gonna make a little contact, the 82. DeWall getting into that, more contact down the back or front straightaway here. And the caution flag will fly. Is not sure what might have happened to DeWall there at a corner number 4. That car just went limp, almost like what we saw with Hackman's car. The car kind of died, and then trying to get around him there. Unfortunately, some pretty heavy contact. Goes around a few times. Nose it into the inside wall, and unfortunately for Christopher DeWall, tons of damage there on that ride, and tons of damage for a lot of these other competitors as they were just trying to get through here, and unfortunately just, man, he just loses so much momentum here. I'm not sure what happened, like a throttle body or something broke on that car, or I don't know if his monitor turned off or what might have happened, but nonetheless, this car just dies out of corner number 4 here, and as it does, see the car straighten out, it kind of just stalls out right there, and then everyone coming in with a whole head of steam, not expecting it. See the first one's Doug Roth. He makes a little bit of contact, but not much, trying to avoid him here, and then make more contact down through 4 as, and that's a tough break for that number 82. A tough break for the 43 here. And then you see, I believe that Zach Lockett who's going to get put into this situation. Really nowhere to go. And I do believe that's a lot of netcode. You see Timothy Stubblefield getting into it there as well. Some pretty good damage. The 93 into the 92. So a tough break for the 90s rides here in the later half of this race as they continue to drop like flies as Roth down pit side, Stubblefield to the wall, Russell Martin Jr., Zach Lockett all down pit road here, and starting to run out of cars out there on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. But in front of the field, it's been some very, very good racing action, some very, very good fun here as Sean Jessic leads the way. He has been out in front pretty much all evening long. He's been the reflection of perfection in this race, and Rango Berry's been kind of right there with him in that second spot. Fell back a few times on the restarts, but still a very good, strong car in the 71. Christian Delgado up there now as well, as he's had a bit of a slow day here, trying to work himself towards the front of the field, but now finds himself with a golden ticket and golden opportunity here as he runs in that 3rd position. Nicholas Cody, after a great run last week, now finds himself in position number 4 and looking for more there into that 45 ride. Michael Madden there in that 5th position as well. A couple rebounds here after a couple spins early in this race, and he is back up inside the top 5. James McRae, Jeremy Vaughn, Chris Smith, Doug Roth, Russell Martin Jr., and Russell McKellar. William McKellar, sorry, there, rounding out our top 11 on the racetrack. So very, very interesting racing action here. You can see Doug Rothwell back out there as well. In that 43 ride, DeWald's still down pit side here, getting more work done. Do that Liberty University number 82, the 92 with Timothy Stubblefield in the Barber Company True Mix MJW machine. Detailing dudes, number 92 ride, still down pit side here as well, getting repairs done. Here he goes, going back out onto the racetrack. Zach Lockett's still down pit side in his ESPN Tennessee Titans number 93 ride. And Pettit's still down pit side in the Car Candy Anything EC number 46. Acme still off the racetrack. We see John McNeil still rolling out there. Ty Dickinson's down pit side. Ballard, John Ross, a lot of drivers unfortunately already hanging up the towel here in this one, but there's still a lot of racing action left to go. Still a lot of craziness to unfold, and still a race winner to be crowned here in this one as John Jessic getting ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. Jessica says, like the Titan paint. Yeah, the Titan paint is pretty nice. Yeah, the Titan paint is pretty nice, not gonna lie. I ran this paint scheme quite a few times there, and it's a very, very, very cool Tennessee Titans paint scheme there, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, pretty neat paint scheme. Definitely sets that car apart out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, it's apart down pit lane, and a little bit apart on the racetrack is pretty heavy damage there for the 92 Stubblefield. And for the 82 DeWald, and for the 93 Zach Lockett. So a lot of drivers getting tore up here this evening. A lot of drivers already calling it days. You can see the 46 roll back out there. McNeil back out there. Ty Dickinson back out there as the black Lockett machine rolls back out onto the track. Out in front, Sean Jessic looking to pick up right where he left off here once again, looking to try to pick up another checkered flag, looking to pick up back-to-back here as Jessica Stubblefield says, tighten up, my guy, tighten up. Yes, ma'am, you know it. Tighten up all day, every day is Sean Jessic. Looking like a Titan against men right now as boy, oh boy, that 19 ride has been very stout all evening long as Grego Berry there in second. Christian Delgado trying to hang on to third here in this HitOcean.com ride. Hold off the hard-charging 17 of Michael Madden. Man looking to work himself back up to the front of the field for about the third time here this evening. He looks down to the inside of that 31 ride. 31 not going to give up that position. Easily knowing that this could be a pass that goes right down to the checkered flag. Every pass matters for each and every one of these drivers trying to maximize their points. Says, oh, hang on to it. Christian Delgado goes for a quick little loop down into the inside fence there. Heavy damage for him. No caution flag, but that's a tough break right there for our fourth place car. Just coming off of corner 4, just loses the rear end, shoots down the track hard into that inside wall. And we also saw Christian Delgado run into the exact same thing here. Christopher DeWald running into almost the exact same thing. He's got quite a bit more damage on his car, which may play it back to it, but he also gets very loose on corner 4 and shoots it down the racetrack almost into the fence himself there. But and some wild racing action here in this one. This has been a very wild evening, and now we see Sean Jessic continue to lead the way. Grego Berry, Michael Madden for another trip up inside the top 3 here. The 17 ride back up into third. James McRae there in fourth. Nicholas Cody there in that fifth position. William McKellar there in sixth. Chris Smith, Jeremy Vaughn, Russell Martin Jr., and Christian Delgado rounding out our field here. Our top 10 as Doug Roth, the last driver on the lead lap in the Scary Strokes STP number 43 ride. Going to see the fourth back end. First car a lap down. Christopher DeWald out there as well in the 82. We did see Adam Pettit out there in that 46 ride. John McNeil still rolling out on the track, and Ty Dickinson as unfortunately took in his car back behind the wall, so a tough break there for Sweet G-Gang ride as he finds himself down pit side, and extensive work and extensive damage to that 67 ride. Jordan says, let's go, Jeremy Bond. Drive that fucker like you stole it, baby. Yes, Sirski, you know it. Jordan, you know it, Mr. Laboon. Right now, yeah, Jeremy's having a very, very good run here as well. We did see him get very loose and go down through the grass a little bit early in the race, but he's been pretty solid ever since that point. Finds himself currently running in that 8th spot. He'd love to pick up a few more and help him out points-wise here before, you know, the end of the regular season. We also saw Timothy Stubblefield run into some more issues here as well. It's the Barber Company, Stub Nation. Drawing comes off corner number 2, gets very loose and hard contact there with that inside fence as well for the 92 rider Stubblefield, and he's going to take that car right down pit side and possibly back behind the wall. So a tough break there for him, as well as he's taking that car off the track. And Wall, Cody DeForge. On the outside of the top 11 looking in here is only 11 drivers left on the lead lap. Only about 14 or 15 drivers left out there on the racetrack. We believe possibly Ty Dickinson also leaving the racing surface now as well. So a tough break for Sweet G-Gang number 67. Ryan C. John McNeil out there running laps. He's able to put a few cars back behind them and pick up those extra points as the 48 ride rolls into the 17th position. Got Zach Lockett down pit side in front of him. Adam Penn is still rolling out there, but with the Stubblefield down pit side heavily damaged there in the 14th spot. You could get pretty close to the this one. And pretty wild evening here for a lot of these drivers, as a lot of cars have ran into issues or have had internet issues or anything else here on the evening, and this is a very, very tricky track, and it's proven to be so here tonight. Sean Jessic, he somehow find the lane and somehow figured out a way to tame this beautiful racetrack as the 19 line leads the way. Franco Berry, they're in second. We see Michael Madden, McRae, and Nicholas Cody routing out the field. Sorry, rounding out our top 5, not our field, as our field still has quite a few more drivers in it, like our 6th place driver, the 41, William McKellar. We saw McKellar get tied up in a couple incidences out there on the racetrack. Good rebound here for him. We saw Chris Smith get a little bit of damage going down through the grass in that first caution flag, and a few more bumps and bruises along the way, but in the 7th here, Jeremy Bum saw him go around once early in this one. And he's stuck with it. That 2 run up inside the top 10. Christian Delgado, after having a few times having issues with getting everything set up, getting all these drivers here onto the racetrack, and with everyone having issues, he ran into him himself, but he's still up inside the top 10 here, and we keep that car on the lead lap. So good break there for him as Russell Martin Jr. back out there, still rolling inside the top 10 with Doug Roth running out our lead lap cars as more drivers running into issues. Looks like Christopher DeWall running into some more issues here as well. Heavy front end damage here to this 82 ride. I don't even know how he's still driving this thing. The whole front end is smashed off. The tires are pointed in opposite directions here, and unfortunately for him, he's got to take that car right down pit side, and extensive work done to it. We did see Willie McKellar run into issues as well here, as McKellar was running up in about the 6th position, has lost a couple spots there and some heavy contact. As same thing, gets very loose at corner number 2 and moves down the racetrack into that inside wall and gets some damage there for that 242 ride. It's a tough break for him. So laps continue to click down here in this one. Lap by lap by lap, we're getting closer and closer to this checkered flag with only 7 more laps left to go. As only 7 more laps out there on the racetrack. Right now, you see this number 43 ride, the Scary Strokes rider, Doug Roth, NASCAR on the lead lap right now, currently being scored in the 11th position as our race leader, Sean Jasic, reeling him in here. Jasic out in front in the Anything EC. Number 19, right, the Sparkle and Shine Machine there in that top spot. He has about a 1.4 second advantage between himself and Greg O'Barry. O'Barry back in position number 2, trying to chase down this 19 ride, trying to figure out a way to maybe beat him or get around him here this evening. Unfortunately, hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities. The only opportunities he's really had have been on the restarts, and unfortunately has just not been able to beat that number 19 right here this evening on those restarts. So very tough break there for that 71 right. This is kind of just running some laps, trying to hunt down our race leader. Unfortunately, sliding farther and farther back now is, unfortunately for Greg Barry, Sean Jasic continued to run very fast last time by, from another 2 tenths down behind him. So losing ground on our race leader. Greg O'Barry there in second. Michael Madden back in position number 3. James McRae there in 4th. Jeremy Vaughn, William McKellar, Chris Smith, and Delgado. Nicholas Coney, Russell Martin, our top 10. Doug Roth back in the 11th position. Cody DeForge off the racetrack, he's back in 12th. Adam Pettit, he's back out there, currently being scored in the 13th spot. For the wall down under here in the number 82 ride as he's down pit side, getting worked onto that car still. Zach Rocket back out there on the track, trying to get as many spots as possible. Timothy Summerfield off the track as John McNeil and Ty Dickinson also wolfing about trying to eat some extra stuff up here and try to put himself maybe into a couple of spots better and pass a few of those cars that are down behind pit wall here. Sean Jasic leads the way here. Jasic out in front, down across the line. He's going to click off another lap, and he sees the Twin Sticks from our flag man. Only 2 more laps left to go. 2 more circuits here for that 19 ride. As Sean Jasic out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done all evening long, and he's looking to pick up the extra win here this evening. Picked up a win last week. He's looking to go 2 for 2. The 19 as Sean Jasic down across the line. We'll see the white flag fly here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, presented to you by Race City Racing Memorabilia. As he sees the white flag flying nice and easy through lap traffic and through corner 1 and 2. For the final time down the back straightaway, he's got almost a 2-second advantage between himself and Greg O'Barry as he sends it into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 19 as Sean Jasic will go back to back here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series and find himself in Gateway Victory Lane here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner as Sean Jasic gets it done and picks up the win in a wild race, a wild evening of battling out there on the racetrack. The dust settles, it's all the 19 as Jasic gets it done and gets the win here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you like that racing action, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Make sure you jump into that comment section. Let Sean Jasic know that huge congratulations to him and the team for picking up the win here. Another big win for that 19 ride, and he's gonna burn down the house here. Hopefully not damage up that car too much, as it's been pretty clean here all evening long, and don't want to see him hit too many things out there and damage it up, as he can take that right to the next racetrack and see if he can try to pick up another win and go 3 in a row here in the series. But yeah, what a run, what a drive there for that Anything EC Sparkle and Shine Build Submarines 19 ride. We'll get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth here for this post-race interview. Alrighty, we'll wait for these drivers to jump up into the waiting room here. We might be able to pull them in. Hey, Sean, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
Sean, man, what a run, what a drive here in this one. Take us back through it as we saw in the opening start of this race. The 44 rider, John Ross, was able to lead that first lap, but then you strike right after that. You take the lead away from him, and you never look back after that, leading every lap from that point on. 119 circuits here to put yourself into victory lane for another win and back-to-back victories, I do believe, here in the series, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind right now being parked down here in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean it's great going back to back, especially after the brutal start to the season I've had. I mean, I say start, but it's really been half of the regular season so far, and I just started having luck go my way the past couple of weeks, so it's been pretty nice. I know I could have started on pole tonight too and been able to lead everything, but I screwed up my qualifying lap. John still put in a hell of a lap too, so I was lucky enough to be able to come away with second there for qualifying. And I kind of knew um, that the beginning of the race was kind of going to be a mess. So I just held back and was able to save my stuff, really well. And once we got that first long green flag run, I mean, I saw those gaps I had, and I was like, well, I'm going to do the same thing every other time now. So I don't really think I pushed it at all. I started losing concentration towards the end, locking up, getting loose in 3 and 4. But other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing there. Just backing up the corners, being nice. I mean, this setup was pretty brutal to drive. So I was just going super easy the whole time. And if someone ever got close to my bumper, then I knew you know, I could push and be able to pull back away. But I never really had that happen.
Absolutely, you're gone all evening long. A rocket ship here at Gateways. You're able to quickly, every one of those restarts, get that couple car length advantage and then just continue to build on it, lap after lap after lap, running so many good, consistent lap times and keeping all these drivers back there behind you, not really letting any of them get a good jump on the restart to kind of battle door to door with you and try to drag pull with you and getting that little bit of side draft off the 19 ride here this evening as you're able to just keep them all back there at bay from almost the drop of the green flag right down to the checkered flag, but nonetheless a dominant win here this evening for you, Sean. And who would you like to thank for such a great performance and such a great race here this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank anything you see, Sparkle and Shine, and all the other companies associated with them. As always, they keep me going. I love to show support to them. And a nice little shout out to my teammates. I know not everyone could have been here tonight, but the ones that were here, 3 out of the 4 of us had a pretty good run, even with some unfortunate things happening to everyone except for me for once, which is pretty damn surprising if you ask me. Thank you to you up in the booth. I mean, can't wait to go watch this one back.
Absolutely. A bit of, I wouldn't say a long one, but those caution flags seemed like they took forever out there on the racetrack. And talk about caution flags, we didn't really see you run into very many issues, but we saw a lot of drivers run into issues. I don't know if it's cold tires or just the slickness of the racetrack, but we saw a lot of drivers have issues coming out of the corners or even through the middle of the corners when getting back onto that throttle seemed like it was a very hairy, thin line out there as a lot of guys were just getting onto it a little too much. The rear tires kind of just kick out around on them. Your driving aspect, obviously being good enough to be able to pick up a dominating win like this, what do you contribute, some of those ranks to here this evening?
Um, I mean, I know the tires were pretty rough here, especially on cold tires, and the track temp was changing throughout the whole race. I know it got as high as 100 and something degrees and as low as right now at 87. So it was fluctuating, and you could really tell when the track temp would start creeping up a little bit because I'd get on the gas a little too soon and start getting loose off the corners, or I'd get on the brakes at my same braking point, and then I start pushing up in the center a little bit. And I was like, all right, you need to go, pull it back, softer on the throttle, and was able to keep pulling away.
Absolutely, you're able to hit your marks and keep everyone at bay. Sean, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on a great race here this evening. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Wednesday. Maybe see if you can try to go 3 for 3.
Oh, it'll be nice. Hopefully, see you then.
Enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations again, brother.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Sean Jessic, as he picks up the win, parks that ride up in victory lane. As Michael Madden says, congratulations, Sean. Great rebound, Michael. Rev racing first and third out there on the racetrack. Great racing there for all those Rev drivers, and for everyone that was able to finish this race off. Is definitely a bit of a tricky one for a lot of drivers here all evening long. A bunch of caution flags, a lot of drivers that unfortunately had DNFs on the evening, and very tough conditions out there. Then other drivers running into issues with other things with, I don't know if it is the incident count rule or what the issues might be, but unfortunately for a lot of drivers running into issues, unfortunately, out there on the racetrack. Is John Ross's awesome job to the top three tonight? Yes, awesome job to all of the top three here. Doing a great job all evening long. And we're going to get ready to pull one of our other top three into the broadcast booth here. As we're going to get ready to pull in. Does Sean have a Twitch? I don't know if Sean has a Twitch or not, original Chunky Monkey. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if Sean does or not. I haven't seen any of his paint schemes have a Twitch logo or anything on it, so I'm not 100% sure on that note. I could ask and get you that information if it comes up, or if I can find out. I can definitely get you pointed in the right direction, but I'm not 100% sure if he does or not. But we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, as the number 71 of Greg O'Barry, normally up in victory lane himself. It's going to be a different spot for him coming home in second. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Greg, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Not too bad. Greg, my boy, we're still used to seeing you up here in victory lane. It seems a little strange pulling you in here as the second time, or the second driver for these post-race interviews, man. But a heck of a run, a heck of a drive out there. Very difficult conditions, and obviously one very difficult, tough cookie to try to beat here this evening. As Sean was a little bit in a different area code here this evening, but you were right there trying to hang with them, trying to figure out a way to maybe beat that 19 right here this evening. Just looked like it quite didn't have enough.
Yeah, it's tough. It was definitely tough. Once we kind of got singled out a little bit and started making some laps, we were trading who was faster every lap for probably the first 15 to 20 laps of a run. He'd be a tenth faster, then I'd be a tenth and a half quicker, then he'd be 2/10 quicker, and then we'd be even. So it was a lot of back and forth. I think we each took turns setting the session's fastest lap probably 5 or 6 times. So, evenly matched. I think he was a little bit better on the long run. The tail end of it, I started to fall off a little bit, but I think if I could have got track position and controlled a restart, maybe a little bit different. But hey, hats off to him. He did a great job. Ran a good race, and he definitely deserves the win. So congrats to him.
Absolutely a very good run there by that 19 ride, but a very good run for yourself as you park the 71 ride up here in position number 2. A bit of a long race, a lot of caution flags, a lot of craziness that unfolded back there behind you. But you're able to finish this one off, put yourself up in that podium spot in position number 2. Another good run, another solid performance out of you. Frank, who would you like to thank for such a great day at the racetrack here this evening?
Well, before I thank anybody, I just want to apologize to Mike Madden. We had a couple of run-ins there early in the race, and then again towards the end, and both of them I think were just hard racing and net code. I'm actually sitting here looking at replays now, and just racing really hard. And I hate that he caught the bad end of the stick and on both of them. Don't want to be getting tied up with anybody like that for sure. So apologies to him. I'm glad he was able to come back and still have a good finish. But just thanks to the guys I know, John Fowler, John Ross are doing some work trying to put in to kind of, help formalize this league a little bit, kind of help trying to get it back on track and get it, going where they want to. So appreciate the hard work and the effort that they're putting in. Just all the guys with Victory and Red Sea Racing for the help and, testing this week. So appreciate it to them. But again, apologies to Mike, and we'll get it straight going forward.
Absolutely, brother. Well, very good run, a very good drive here in this one. And I don't think Michael will be too upset at you, as he was still able to rebound a few times here this evening and perk himself up on the podium as well. But man, some great racing action, some great battles out there on the racetrack, and a huge congratulations again on the second place run. Can't wait to see it back out there next week and maybe one spot better and back up in victory lane.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Greg O'Berry as O'Berry comes home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 71 ride. Fortunately, one spot shy where he wanted to be, and that's in victory lane as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here, Michael Madden, for his post-race interview. As Chunky Monkey says, cool, I was just trying to watch from some racers' perspectives. There's a couple guys that are in the series that do stream. Not sure if any of them are tuning into the broadcast right now or over on the Twitch channel, but I know one is Christian Boss 13. I don't know if he's gonna add on here or not for it, but I do know that Christian usually goes live for these. Let me see if we can find him here. Christian, make sure I spell this right. Christian Boss 13. I do believe if you search the @ of that, it should pop up. I do believe that is. I could be wrong on the spelling or if there's something else at the end, but I know Christian's one of the drivers that are in the field that normally stream from his perspective during the broadcast, so I'm not 100% sure if anyone else does. I think John Fowler used to. I'm not sure if he still does. And I'm not sure if John Ross also still streams during the races as well. There we go. We got some over on okay, yeah. So Ross Racing 99 is another one. Okay, so Christian Boss 13. I did get that one right. Leroy does as well. Okay, so I'll have to try to spell all those out or save the content. I can't save it. Dang it. I was hoping I could just click on it and save that. Oh, there we go. Copy. There we go. We got a few more over there on the Twitch channel as well for you guys to go check out. A few of the other drivers that also stream. I'm not sure if they're all on YouTube or if they're all on Twitch. I do believe everyone's on Twitch right now. I believe that's where everyone is basically streaming. Oh, nope. Dang it. It's so hard. I'm trying to save this. Oh, there we go. There you go. There should be a couple of the streamers from the series that you can watch their in-car perspective as well. Oh, they're all on Twitch. Okay, yeah, perfect. I thought they were all on Twitch. Hey, Boo Boo, yeah, what's good, Jeremy? Mr. Vaughn coming in, showing the love. What's good, Jeremy? Coming in, showing the love here in this one with the heart reaction. Says, hey, Boo Boo. Mama Bear says congratulations to the top 30, as well as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here, at number 17, right, Michael Matt. We're gonna pull him in for a quick post-race interview. Hey, Michael, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man. I got you.
Mike, a very, very interesting day at the racetrack here for you. We saw you with a very fast 17 ride, and unfortunately, you had to show the field how fast it was a few times. A couple bumps and beats and bangs out there on the racetrack. A little bit of rubbing and scrubbing, but you're able to rebound here a couple times on the day and still be able to park yourself up on the podium. You got to feel pretty good knowing that you had a fast enough car to be able to get up there quite a few times, but unfortunately just not enough time and maybe not enough car there at the end to get back around Greg O'Berry or try to hunt down Sean Jessic here this evening.
Yeah, the after the first wreck, the car was pretty much junk, so had to drive it up through the field again, and then fortunately got wrecked again from the third spot, but I was able to save it and kind of just make my way back up. I felt pretty good, man. I felt pretty good in the car for the first time, and felt like I really can make some hay. I just didn't have the speed that the other guys had after I slammed the wall. So it is what it is. I'm happy. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with myself that I was able to drive through the field not once but twice. But after the contact, it was kind of a top three car. I felt like top five maybe. I was just hoping to get salvage the day and move on really.
Absolutely, that's the key word right there. It's just being able to salvage and just try to keep yourself out of trouble for any more incidences or anything else, and just try to keep that car out there on the racetrack and pick up as many spots as possible, as many points as possible. And you're able to accomplish that pretty good here this evening. Still being able to pick up that third place finish has got to feel like a little bit of a win in itself, knowing that you had a lot of very good cars, a lot of very good competition, back there behind you. I'm not sure what happened to a lot of the field, as we did see a numerous amount of drivers, unfortunately, getting DNFs and not finishing out the race. So it made your job the second time a little bit easier, not having to battle through, 20, 25 cars out there on the racetrack, but still definitely not a spot you want to be, going from, almost the front row to the back row on a restart.
Yeah, it's just upsetting. Like I had no tires pretty much left, but I got every little bit of rubber out of those things on that last run that I could get. So I felt like I was good enough to be top three, and I kind of was just I had nothing for the guys in front of me, but I felt like I was better than the guys behind me. And like you said, a lot of carnage kind of happened. I don't know if it was the kind of pits. I don't know what kind of small tracks in this league. You can get a little out of hand, but all in all, we had some good green flag runs, which was fun. I felt like I had a really good long run car, and the car would come to me as the other guys would fall off. It just kind of was a weird race, man. A lot of battling, a lot of being side by side in tough spots where you didn't want to be. But overall, I'm really happy with the net result. Congrats to Mr. Jensick for putting a whooping on the field.
Yeah, he definitely put a whooping on everybody here this evening. But man, a very good run, a very good performance here for you, Michael. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Always got to thank the Rev guys practicing. I think I ran like 19 laps before once I got in the session here, and Jensen kind of helped me out, get me where I need to be. So appreciate him. Sean Kozer, anything EC, Sparkle and Shine, all those guys. Appreciate everything they do for me, and really looking forward to next week to see what Chicagoland brings on.
Absolutely. A lot bigger of a racetrack, a lot more speed, but a lot more lanes for drivers to try to avoid each other and mayhem out there on the racetrack. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see how it all unfolds. And hopefully we'll see you right back up here on the broadcast booth once the dust settles there at Chicagoland. Michael, congratulations after a great run, a solid top three, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Mr. Michael Madden. Is Michael coming home there in position number 3, parking that 17 ride, the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC ride, up there in that third spot on the racetrack. Jeremy Fawn says top 5, yay, cheering on himself there with a solid top 5 run, up 15 spots. Hard charger on the day as well for that number 2 machine. A very good run for you, Jeremy. We're all super proud to see that beautiful purple and yellow ride up there in the top 5, brother. A very good run, a very good race, and hopefully some momentum being built, and hopefully more and more of those top 5 runs, top 10 runs for you here to finish out the season. As we're gonna get ready here, a quick little bit of a giveaway brought to you by Butt Crack Motorsports, one of our sponsors here in the series, as we had 27 drivers start here this evening, so we are going to do a random number draw here. So a random number draw, whichever number it lands on is the corresponding finishing position, and whichever driver finishes in that number, in that position, will earn themselves an extra bit of a payday here, brought to you by Butt Crack Motorsports. So I'm going to click it a few times here. It's not going to be for anything. We're just going to kind of get the generator kind of refired up, reset here, kind of get things a little bit different. So we're just gonna fire it off a whole bunch of times here. Just bam, 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 bam. Okay, there we go. We're going to stop right there. And what we're going to do is this next click, whichever number it lands on, is the position of the winner of the Butt Crack Motorsports giveaway. Let's take a look. number 16. So our 16th place finisher is going to earn themselves an extra bit of a payday here. Brought to you by Butt Crack Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys check them out over on Facebook and over on YouTube. Butt Crack Motorsports. Huge thank you coming on board here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. And looks like our 16th place finisher was Timothy Stubblefield here on the evening. So Stubblefield unfortunately ran into some bad luck there late in the race, but running into some good luck here after the checkered flag. So Timothy Stubblefield, the winner of the Butt Crack Motorsports giveaway here this evening. So congratulations there to him, picking up the dub there and earning himself that extra bit of a payday. Jeremy Vaughn says, kinda digging those colors now, plus a 5th and 6th last 2 races. Yeah, brother, I mean, hey, it's a very, very beautiful looking ride. I've liked it ever since the get-go. As soon as you had that thing on the track, it was probably one of my favorite paint schemes out there, man. It just pops so nicely. I'm a huge purple fan, so I like it. I like it. It's a very good-looking car, and it looks good up there at the front of the field, getting good finishes as well, brother, and hopefully we see those continue on. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here this evening. Lots of great racing action, a lot of good battles out there on the racetrack. But unfortunately, it's going to come to a close here this evening. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares. If you guys are re-watching the stream and you're getting to this point, make sure you guys also do those things. Hit that like button. Even if we're not live, hit the like button. Drop a couple comments on the stream or on the video, and maybe hit the share button or share the channel out to a couple of your friends. Get them in here and help us continue to keep on growing over on Facebook and YouTube, and even over on our Twitch channel. But listen, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys all back here tomorrow night for some more wild racing action as we head to, I do believe we're going to Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway with the SRX ride. So that's going to be a very, very interesting race. It's going to be a lot of fun here. As Jeremy says, old Keith Hackney makes them pop. He makes them pop, all right. That is for certain, Jeremy. He makes them pop. He's pretty good at what he does when it comes to making those paint schemes. Not going to lie. He always makes some very amazing rides out there, and we're always excited to see when you or him or any of the other NLR boys show up to the racetrack with the new paint scheme, as we can take a look at it and see what kind of work he's done to it and everything else. And they're always knocked out of the ballpark. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Brooks, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes,